There is another side of Bannon that a lot of people are talking about today. He is the co-founder of a nonprofit called the Government Accountability Institute, which has funded, amongst other projects, the book Clinton Cash, which got a lot of attention. But as head of Breitbart, Bannon has also been an unabashed populist and often a critic of the Republican leadership, including Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, who he accuses of selling out the American people. Under his reign, Breitbart has trolled the House Speaker regularly, including during the run-up to his primary fight, including for having a fence around his home, while Ryan has refused to endorse Trump's proposal for a wall on the Mexican border. And while Bannon is new to the world of electoral politics, he is no stranger to political combat. Listen to how he was talking about the Republican Party and Washington elites back in 2013.
We don't really believe there is a functional conservative party in this country. We certainly don't think the Republican Party is that. We tend to look at this imperial city of Washington, this boomtown, as they have two groups or two parties that represent the insiders' commercial party. And that is a collection of insider deals, insider transactions, and a budding aristocracy that has made this the wealthiest city in the country.
Now, NBC News correspondent Katie Tur, who's going to join us in a bit, is reporting that Bannon today called over to the Republican National Committee and reassured them that he's not interested in turning this campaign into Trump versus the GOP establishment. Still, Donny, if this message, which is one Trump has liked himself pre-Bannon, is one Trump takes up, running against Republicans and Republican leaders, how's that going to play?
Well, he's going to like having his two six-shooters because he's going to shoot from both ends. I do believe you take on too much, you get squashed. And now that they're taking on the media, and he's taking on Wall Street, and he's taking on Beyonce, and now he's going to take on the Republican Party, at some point, it just steamrolls over you. And it's one thing if you're running a newsletter or a website to be the flamethrower and to be kind of dropping turds on everything. I think when you're someone who is trying to get a majority vote in this country, if we go back to the two conventions, and I said after that, America was going to decide who we are. Are we the America that was portrayed in the Republican or the Democratic? And we've seen what's happening in the polls. So I think this makes for very good television, but I do not think it's going to work.
I get in the abstract what you're saying, but I believe the only chance Trump has of a serious comeback is to go against all these forces, including the party.
I agree. I don't think it's going to work, but it's his own move.
He's got to talk about the problems with the Republican Party, but he has to do it with Mike Pence and Reince Priebus and others telling the Republican establishment, don't worry, this is a bit of an act, but it's also true. There are areas where Paul Ryan would say the Republican Party in Washington's messed up. There are areas where a lot of voters, the reason I think Trump has to do this if he has a chance, is he needs to build a big coalition for change. And that's got to include some Democrats and some independents and some angry Republicans.
But the people, let's say he's trying to get a few of those Bernie voters, those 15% that are still left that haven't gone to Hillary. Why is this message resonating? It has nothing to do with any of the things
How about some union guys and gals who aren't necessarily Bernie voters, but they may not vote at all, or they may be drawn to Clinton on some other issues? Don't you think that message of saying both parties in Washington have messed up? Pretty valuable party. You don't hear Hillary Clinton saying the Democratic Party's messed up.
I think, once again, I'm going to go back to those suburbs. I'm going to go back to the Reagan Democrats. I just don't see this message resonating with them.
We'll see. I think it's his best hope.
It is his best hope. I applaud the long ball, but I don't think it's going to work.